Hey, you don't look confident, Bo. You don't look confident when you're doing that. You don't look confident.
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar, sponsored by ChiefsBlitz.com, presented by UnderdogFantasy.com. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Dick Athen, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and hence
He got the winning Super Bowl touchdown.
Okay, got a catch. Anybody could have made that catch.
The Kansas City Chiefs select Josh Simmons, offensive tackle, Ohio State.
You did it, man. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Guys, y'all got it. Comment. Guys, y'all.
I don't know what the trade details are. Hold on.
Woo!
Xavier Worthy.
Xavier Worthy.
Isn't that crazy? It's been 11 months since the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, and it's gone by so fast.
Oh, it's time to piss straight off. Pull up a picture of 81. Let's do it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Rashad Smith.
Rashad Smith.
There it is.
Oh!
The Chiefs have done their perfect draft.
Dre's gone. I don't know where he's gone.
Yo, welcome to the show. It's a Chiefs Blitz night. Breaking down the plays, keeping everything tight. From my homes to the defense, we can be the scoop. Real talk, real stats, we the ultimate troop.
Alrighty, welcome to the next edition of Four Guys in Bar, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com, your number one source for Chiefs news, and the place you can find this incredible podcast. Now up to 2,100 subscribers. We appreciate all that very much. Keep climbing the charts, fellas. Like, share, subscribe. Do whatever you got to do to become part of this incredible family. I'm your host, Nick Athen, along with Mr. Henstop, Mr. Lou Montagna, and Coach Andre Tillman.
What up?
What's up, gentlemen? How was the weekend? After Friday night, how was Saturday and Sunday for y'all?
Fantastic.
Wall-to-wall football. It's as life
should
should be. It's the way it should be all the time. But no, it was awesome.
Both of my teams won. Massage's team on my hat. Both of my teams won. I feel great about that. You know,
I think it was a incredible weekend. You seen a lot of teams still in preseason form.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Saw that Friday.
You see a lot of guys that only played since the lead has been changed. The 3 games to 4 games, and you see it's kind of happening. A lot of injuries too. A lot of injuries that happen around the league too. A lot of big stars that have been taken out the game as well. So
right.
With that said, let's get into
sport, Hensley. It's a collision sport. Guys are going to get hurt.
As we saw Friday night.
I played it for 4 years, but so let's get right into
you know better than anyone. Come on, man, let's go.
All right, let's talk about our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Play now in Missouri. Play $5, get $50 in bonus dollars for their incredible game Pick'em. You can also win up to 1,000 times your money. What better way to have fun than to win money at sports and again up to 1,000 times your money? It's amazing just by picking higher or lower. You can choose Lamar Jackson. He looked good for a while. Patrick Mahomes, he looked pretty good. Had some rough spots, but go with Underdog. Win money on sports. Again, up to 1,000 times your money just by picking higher or lower. They make it easy for you here at the Chiefs Blitz podcast. Just hit the scan here right there on the right. Deposit $5, play $5, get $50 in bonus, and make sure you put in the promo code Chiefs Blitz. And away you go. And for those that sign up, I keep offering it, but nobody's taking it. I got like a Buck Buchanan card here. Going to be something juicy. I promise. I'm in the process of selling all my stuff. Oh, look at that. Right on cue. If you're looking for one of the first items I have for sale in the new Chiefs Blitz shop, check it at ChiefsBlitz.com under shop at the top category. And you can get this 5-player signed Super Bowl 4 heroes, Emma Thomas, Lenny Dawson, Will Neer, Bobby Bell, Johnny Robinson. Hall of Fame insignias on each, $1,450. Includes the shipping, includes the case.
Still out there, Nick.
And if anybody buys it today, I will give it to you for $1,250. If someone on the show wants to buy it, $1,250, $200 discount because I'm feeling generous. Here's your chance to get a piece of Chiefs history. $1,250, $200 off, just because I feel I'm being in a charitable mood because I was not a happy camper Friday. But if you want something truly special that only costs $100, here's your chance to get the ultimate ride from the Derek Thomas Mercedes-Benz raffle That'll be held on October 16th, 2025. 100% of the proceeds go to the Derek Thomas Neil Smith Foundation, along with the Drawn Cherry Foundation. Just scan me, set it up, put your $100 in, and get the winning raffle ticket, and you can have a piece of Derek Thomas history in your garage, in your parking lot, in your driveway, picking up, your significant other, putting a boom system in the back so we can take care of Andre there because the boom system's been taken out. But hey, it's a great great opportunity to get back to the foundation. 100% of the proceeds go toward the Derek Thomas Foundation, and they do a great job. So that's it. I'm already
believe
tired.
that ball's still available.
I know. Well, memorabilia right now is it's a crazy industry. When the Chiefs lose, things don't sell. When the Chiefs win, things sell.
Now. $200 off.
That's $200 off. $1,250 for anybody on the chat or in the show. Just email me at chiefsblitzkc@gmail.com or go to the shop and make me an offer, and it's all yours.
It, man.
Now with that ball, is it stitched or is it like
yeah, it's a stitched ball. It's legit. The Bobby Bell, Emmett Thomas, Lynn Dawson, Willie Lanier were signed at an event long ago with TriStar, and then Johnny Robinson was added since he got into the Hall of Fame in 2019. So
it's just painted white, right?
Yeah, it's just a regular white, signature football.
Oh, no,
I don't know what it's got on the back of it. I should have taken the picture of the back, but
it just feels like a steal.
I think it's a Super Bowl IV ball on the backside. So
yeah.
So with that said, let's get into some news that happened with the NC.
All right, good news. Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy suffered a dislocated shoulder. That's not the good news. It's still unclear how much time he'll miss. He did seek a second opinion. He did get that second opinion. And according to Adam Schefter, he's going to miss a little time. He'll probably be a week to week with that dislocated shoulder, which means that they can put off surgery until after the season. And if he can tolerate the pain and he can wear a brace, which will hold it in its socket, all he has to do is kind of, take some cortisone injections, try to get the muscle around that shoulder inside kind of tighter. There's a chance it's going to pop out again, but it looks like the second opinion revealed it's probably worth the risk at this point. The kid wants to keep playing. He's tough. So it's my understanding from talking to a couple people today that they are optimistic he will only miss a couple of games, though Andy Reid was coy today when he indicated he's going to miss some time. But he did say it was day to day.
Yeah, Coach Reid normally that's his thing.
Right.
He's working same thing. Jalen Royals, same thing. It's always kind of like very vague, just in case it's going to be a few more days or weeks or whatever. Or hey, he might be. You'll see him on the active roster on Sunday.
You never know. Andy Reid is a crafty veteran.
So do you guys think he should play with the brace on, Lou?
Well, I guess it depends on what his mobility is, right? I mean, if he's actually able to go and do his job properly, and he's willing to do it, then sure, absolutely. But if he's not able to, stretch out for a ball that's not, thrown right at the number one on his chest, that's where you get concerned. Is that, okay, if he stretches too much, is that just going to aggravate it? Or is it just too painful to stretch out for a ball? And you're playing wide receiver, you're going to get knocked around. I mean, there's all sorts of things that are going to happen. So, sure, I'm sure he's willing to try it, but we'll see, how effective he is once he gets out there, when he does.
Honestly, for me, man, just get healthy. Don't rush it. Do not rush that. Get healthy. Take your time with this injury. Take your time. There's no need to rush. There's no need to rush, young man. Take your time and heal properly. So that's my opinion. Do not rush it. Do not make it worse than what it is. Just take your time, man.
Yeah, it just may be the type of thing where he's got to be able to tolerate the pain. Where it's not going to if it's not going to make it worse by playing, then okay, fine. But if there's a chance it could get worse, then I'm with you there, Coach. That you just kind of wait. But If they're saying, hey, as long as you can deal with the pain, go ahead. We're good. Let's go.
Yeah, but Adam Shelter also said that the Chiefs don't really think it's serious. So, on McAfee show as well. So, if that's the case, then it looked like it's going to be a day-to-day thing to see if the Chiefs trainers can get it back in, moving structures too. So, somebody, like they said, playing with it's different playing hockey, because a lot of hockey players get dislocated shoulders. But it's different because you're hitting the puck at the bottom. You're not standing out trying to stretch for a ball, or not taking like major impact on your shoulder like a wide receiver or a running back or something like that, or a football player. So it's going to be totally different. So if I'm him, how is the playing tolerance there? Because the kid is tough. Like I was talking to Nick over the weekend, like. Nick explained that the kid played, with his rookie year at Texas with a broken hand. The kid is tough, man. So if the kid can come out here and does that and show that he can still play, with the brace on, I think he still should go ahead and do it and go ahead and knock it out. Not just because I'm a Chiefs fan, not because I just want my team to put up points. I'm just saying, if it ain't no tolerance there, you still can come out and ball. Go ahead and do it, man. It's football. Like you said, a contact sport.
Yeah. Can you protect yourself? Right.
Yeah. I think for me, the fact that he got the second opinion to say, hey, you don't have to have surgery now. You probably will at the end of the season. You probably can't damage it anymore. The worst thing that's going to happen is it's going to come dislocated again, and you're going to miss twice the rehab time that you're missing now. He will probably have to have a surgery at some point in the offseason. But, as Lou said, if he can tolerate the pain, the problem is you're going, I don't think he's going to play this weekend, but maybe he's ready by the Ravens game, and they're going to go after that shoulder. So that's the other thing that Chiefs have to be a little weary about too, is they have to design plays to protect him too. They're not going to be able to give him the full balance of the offense. Now, the good news is I think in a couple of weeks, Royals will be a little bit more apt to be ready to play and contribute. Rashee Rice will be back probably by the Raiders game in mid-October. So, if the Chiefs can just kind of quote on hang on between now and then, it's quite possible that Patrick Mahomes actually will have a full complement of his top receivers playing in one game. Hopefully it's more than that and lasts to the end of the season. But for me, I don't think it's irresponsible. I think the kid is tough and he wants to play. And, I'm sure Travis Kelce wants him to play. And I don't think they're going to have that miscue again. So rest it up. If he can go. If he needs a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, just give it to him. But the fact that he's already started the rehab, the fact that he's already committed to that, and the fact that I know Andy's kind of, day to day. And we heard that about Eric Berry for, 6 months too. So I don't think this is the same case. I think he realizes the importance of having Worthy out there. Again, half their offensive game plan is around Worthy. So they're going to have to adjust. Now, Tyquan Thornton did play well. I think he can handle more. Hollywood Brown played well. Again, get Royals up to speed, get Royals ready for the Giants game. I think it'd be a perfect game to debut Jalen Royals out there and see what he can do.
So, but speaking of toughness, I know back in the day they played with worse, shoulder disc, fingers, but yeah, so
they would tape their arm. They would tape their arm to their body, and they'd go out and play one-handed in the old AFL days and NFL days. So, yeah, and now you've got that brace that will basically hold it in place. So yeah, there's a lot of advantages now, but back in the day, man, those were warriors.
No guarantees in those contracts back in the day.
No,
if you wanted to get paid, you had to play.
You had to play.
There you have it.
You didn't get paid.
So with that said, speaking of Travis Kelce, go ahead and read the next question, Luke.
All right. So was Travis to blame for the injury, even if it was an accident?
There's a lot of fans around the globe are saying Travis Kelce, this what it was. Go ahead, Nick.
Took him out on purpose.
Yeah, well, I think Swifties, Swifties defended their guy. Listen, I think the fact that they just misjudged. I think Travis got pushed a little bit. I think Xavier Worthy was trying to maneuver, and he wasn't looking up. And these things happen. It was a freak play. you don't rarely see, two receivers running into each other and causing a shoulder separation, maybe a concussion or maybe having his bell rung for a couple of series. But, I don't think Kelsey's to blame, just like I don't think Patrick Mahomes is to blame for the Rashee Rice injury last year. It is unfortunate, that it happened. They need this kid. But the good news is I think Andy Reid probably said what he had to say to Travis Kelce, probably had to say it to all his receivers and to all the offensive personnel out there. You better go to your spots. End of story. If you watched Andy Reid's 6-minute terse today press conference, he seemed pretty unhappy and pretty upset still. So I don't blame. I can't blame Kelce for this.
Well, where the ball was thrown when you watched the all 22 film, it looked like the ball was going right to Worthy, and Travis Kelce was in the wrong spot. You the veteran on the team, so you know what I mean. Yeah. You know where the spots to be. You know where to be. You know to watch awareness on the field. You know, you've been around this league. This ain't your first rodeo. Now, this was a rookie mistake or something like that. Yes, I can say yes, it was an accident. But hey, as a veteran, you got to know your place on the field. You got to know where you at around when the ball is always snapped. And so, yeah, I can see where the Swifties are coming from. I can see where the people around the internet is saying, the slap heard around the world. Travis Kelce head wasn't in the game since they stepped off the plane. I don't know. Some people said because Taylor Swift didn't show up at the stadium.
Oh, come on, man. Don't go there.
That's what people were saying. I'm just saying that's what they were saying on the internet. I'm not saying. I'm just repeating what I saw across the internet all weekend.
Well, you know what I mean. So that's true.
Chargers fans and they were Broncos fans and they were Bengals fans.
Yeah, but is it true? Was his head not in the game? I don't know. But as a veteran, you got to know your place on the field. You got to know where you at all the time. You can't. Nobody on this panel can argue that, right? Because as a veteran, this is going to happen. Go ahead.
What I would say, if you're running a lot of these crossers and mesh routes, where basically they're trying to set a natural pick, right? So it's going to be fairly close. They're crossing against each other. Travis, I think, from what my view was, Travis got knocked off his route a bit. And Xavier was just screaming across the field. So it's going to be close no matter what. So I don't think either guy was in the wrong place or they didn't know where they were. I just think Travis got knocked off his route a bit close to the line of scrimmage, within the 5 yards. So I'm sure it wasn't a penalty. But Xavier just screaming across and he ran into him. So yeah, it was an accident. I don't think either guy was in the wrong place. It was just a freak thing. And maybe Travis didn't juke the guy well enough and got knocked off his route and right into Xavier. He wasn't looking because he's just concentrating on getting across the field as fast as possible and try to get an easy one from Patrick.
It was just a bang bang. It was just a bang bang.
Straighten this whole conversation.
Listen. It was just a bang bang play. Both guys was excited to be on the field together. Bang bang play. Just misdirection. It's fine. It happens in the league. You know what I'm saying? Travis is a big guy. Xavier's small.
Xavier's running really fast.
Yeah, he put that 4.2 speed to the test, but he ran to a brick wall.
Yeah,
he ran to a wall. It was fine, but I ain't putting this on Travis Kelce, guys. I ain't putting it on Travis. Travis didn't do this on purpose. Just like Patrick Mahomes didn't do it. It was on Patrick Mahomes. I ain't gonna put it on Pat. Pat was trying to make a play, and Rashee Rice is right there. So
I'm just saying that.
I think to your point, Hence, is that occasionally you will see the quote unquote Travis routes where he's just looking for his own space. There's not really a route called for him, and I think you saw that once down in the red zone where Patrick thought he was going to keep going across the field. Travis hesitated a bit, incomplete, might have been a touchdown if they were on the same page. But 99 times out of 100, they're on the same page and they've been historical about the whole thing. So every so often you kind of have to give them one because they're so successful.
Well, I can't give you one when you take out my guy. I can't give you one of those. But
I don't think that was the case in that one. I don't think it was the case. Bumped off his route.
He got bumped off the route on the R. could have been running the wrong route.
No, he wasn't running the wrong route. He got look, watch the film. Watch the film.
This dude.
Watch
funny,
the
man.
film.
But with that said, man, hey, it's a lot, around the around the internet right now that we started here, right here, on Chiefs Blitz. Well, we stated it a while back ago, and also posted it out there as well. With the should the Chiefs bring back the cheetah? What do you guys think about this? And a lot of fans, it made it all the way to Bleacher Report. It made it everywhere it needed to be. But a lot of people think, should they bring a veteran or should they bring back Tyreek Hill? What do you guys think?
I'll go first. Well, I think this. I mean, listen, I see the value and, what it would bring to the offense. And when the Chiefs get all their receivers back and you add Hill into the mix, that's going to be That's going to be tough to defend, especially if the offensive line plays well.
Right.
But, they didn't want him to stay, so they traded him, and they completely reshaped their team from that 2022 draft class. So if you look at it that way, do they want him back? Now he's got a $30 million contract this year prorated, which the Dolphins would have to eat the majority of it. Second, he has a void out option for the $56 million due in the final year of his deal when he was traded. So I think if they can structure a deal where they give a 5th round pick, maybe, I don't think no one's going to pay more than that because they're going to have to eat some salary. The Chiefs could say, listen, Miami, eat 5 it or go to Tyreek Hill, and his agent, Drew Rosen, say, okay, we'll trade for you, but you're going to have to, do a contract extension to where you only get $5 million this year and everything else is voided going into the next 3 years. Exactly. It's similar to what they did with DeAndre Hopkins. So if they're willing to do that, then I say, okay, bring him back. He clearly wants out. He's clearly going to be traded. I think the Dolphins are going to have a fire sale here in the next 2 to 3 to 4 weeks. But if they think Worthy's coming back, I don't see the rush. If this is a ruse and the injury is more serious and he's not going to be played for a couple of months, I kick the tires, but I'd rather have a running back and I'd rather have another pass rusher on this roster, in my opinion.
Before I get in my take, this is what they saying. Nick, go ahead and say what the fans.
Juwan Taylor in a 4th. The Dolphins need help, but that's still a big salary to eat. The Dolphins are going to lose a lot. Who's this? Science officer Andy. There was a time I would have loved the idea of getting Tyreek back. I don't feel that way anymore. It's not about his talent. I simply don't think he's a positive addition to the team. There are all the off the field issues. He is, and God love him. It's his right. He's multiplied his family times 2 since he left, and that's fine and that's great. But I think the Chiefs don't want any distractions. Kraston Lucas says we don't need receivers. We need to bulk up the secondary. I agree. It was awful in that game. If we had a few more plays made on defense, the Chiefs win. The Chiefs win this game if they make a stop on any one of the touchdown drives the Chargers had on 3rd and long. So it's just that simple. And they just couldn't get it done. Yo girls, my homeboy. Where do these people come from? Everyone's saying trade Juwan like we have another right tackle. Well, they do. And you could see him play significantly on Sunday. Jalen Moore, I think, is going to get an opportunity to start, if not this week, certainly against the Giants.
Yeah, but trade for Tyreek Hill. I'm with it. Bring back.
Yeah, 10. Of course you are.
Bring back 10. Hey,
because you still got your 10 jersey.
Hey, yeah, I still got it. He's a Hall of Famer. I can't let go of that. He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
That was a bad omen right there, man.
Yeah,
so wearing a Tyreek Hill jersey.
Tyreek Hill is the truth. He's the fallen 3 of the being to build the dynasty, right? He's the guy that brought Chiefs fireworks to the stadium again, right? Besides Dante Hall, Tyreek Hill was a guy. It's nobody on this roster that they chanted his name while a kickoff return was returning. That brought chills back. We need that back in the stadium. The offense haven't been the same.
Upgrade to Nico, that's for sure.
The offense haven't been the same, since Tyreek Hill been gone, right? That will open up a lot. If they do go out there and get this guy, I know the capital is going to be here. I know some people saying send Juwan Taylor in the 4th. You know what I mean? I like Jawan Taylor, but hey, if it had to be for Tyreek Hill, buy Jawan Taylor then. But if it had to be for me, but again, Tyreek Hill, I think, will solve a lot of issues around this team, right? If Xavier Worthy does come back, then you got Xavier Worthy, Tyreek Hill, Rasheed Rice, Hollywood Brown, and Ford. You know what I mean? Who's stopping the trio there? That's going to open up a lot. You know what I mean? Hey, I know we need a running back, but that opened up a lot of running back lanes as well. You know what I mean? So what do you think about it, Coach? Should they bring back Tyreek? Should they bring back guy of the offense?
Listen. I'm all for bringing back Mr. Hill because, like I said, he knows the system. Mm-hmm. Tyreek knows Andy Reid's system. He knows Patrick Mahomes. They got chemistry. Now let's keep it football. Every time that man's on the field, he's a mismatch, guys. People prepare for Tyreek Hill. They prepare for that. They fear the combination of a Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, guys. Let's face it, that's the truth. They feared him. So why not bring the guy back? Why not bring him back? He knows everything, and he got the speed. And remember, him and Mahomes have great chemistry together. I'm all for it. Bring him back. I'm all for it, man.
Well, we'll find out.
It's the off. I think it's the
hope he doesn't go to the Raiders.
Yeah, it's the off the field stuff that they probably worry about more than anything else. The only way you make this move is if you feel like Xavier's not going to be back, right? Or like the surgery pending, he's going to be out for the year. Then it's like, wait a second, I don't know that we're going to the Super Bowl relying on, all due respect, Tyquan Thornton at this point. You know, can we make it to that 7th game when Rasheed comes back? Maybe that changes things up a little bit. You know, I don't know if it would make the same impact, but I was talking about this earlier in the summer. If they were going to make a move at wide receiver, I would think, you know, either the Packers or the Colts, you're making calls to. You know, somebody like a Romeo Doubs or Jaden Reed or Dontavian Wicks. I don't know where the hell Christian Watson is in this whole thing. He's never healthy, but, you know, maybe you could shake one of those guys loose. You got the Colts, you know, A.D. Mitchell gets 2 targets yesterday. Josh Downs, maybe 1 or 2. Alec Pierce. I mean, these guys are all ballers, maybe 2 or 3 targets. Now they won. So they're saying, hey, maybe our team is a little bit more Jonathan Taylor, Danny Dimes running the ball. Maybe, you know, one of those 3 guys there, and all 3 of them are younger and they could have some upside moving forward. So and that's, again, only if Xavier is out for the season or an extended period of time and you need somebody to threaten the defense. So that's where I would look. It's not going to cost you nearly as much, especially, you know, in a contract initially. Now, if the guy works out, then it's going to cost you big money.
That goes right into the question. I was going to ask.
Hold on, I got an update. According to Poly Market Football, they believe the Chiefs have contacted the Dolphins already. So I'm sure that will be one of those things in which you can play high or low on.
Like a total crap show. I mean, they were just completely outplayed. You know, I mean, I'm sure there were other players, but Tyreek was visibly upset. The whole thing in the offseason demands the trade, then everything's okay, or I want to be here, and da-da-da-da-da. So,
he's got a terrible quarterback, too.
It's going to happen. I think Tyreek is going to be moved at some point before the trade deadline. It's just a matter of who's Drew
Rosenhaus is a master. He's the best agent out there for situations just like this. I've known Drew a very, very long time. If there's a way in which they can get this thing done, they will get it done. And if it's to the Chiefs, it'll be a deal that favors the Chiefs, and it's not going to be expensive as far as draft pick goes. And if he's going to be a free agent next year anyway, you know, I don't think he cares about the money. Well, I mean, he's got a lot of, you know, financial support he has to pay, but he's still got his roster.
Don't sleep on the rate. Don't sleep
he's
on the
still
Raiders.
Getting his bonus. Yeah, the Raiders make an interesting fit too.
Yeah.
Whether or not he would want to play there or not remains to be seen. But you know,
that'll be him going right.
Rosenhaus did do the Devontae Adams deal from Green Bay to
Vegas,
to Las Vegas.
The Raiders. Come on.
I don't think that's a good place for him. Let me say one more thing on this point.
Maybe he doesn't believe. Maybe he thinks it is.
Hold on. I think this. Considering everything that he's had to deal with since before he became a pro, You
Right.
know, at Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, the incident there, he was exonerated. Then he comes to Kansas City, similar stuff, domestic stuff. He was exonerated. He ended up not being guilty of anything. He goes to Miami, gets in a little bit of trouble, increases his family, which is his right. And I'm grateful for him in his family. That's great. Have a big family. Nothing wrong with that. But I would think if he wants to extend his career past 2025, which I'm sure he does, and he's looking for another payday, coming back to the Midwest in a less, I don't know, crazy environment where the fan base will adore you and love you, and you can just focus on football. I think that'd be a good thing. If he goes to Vegas, I mean, there's a lot of distractions, and not the good ones. So I think for him, going to a small market team, like Kansas City's technically small market, I think that makes a lot of sense. If he goes to the Colts, I think that makes a lot of sense. If he goes to, a big city like New York or Los Angeles, that I don't think that's the right place for him. I really don't. That's all I gotta say.
I was just football wise, I think the Raiders would make sense, especially if they feel like they're going to contend. They really need help at that position.
Right.
But if they do add him, do you think they swap? Like somebody did, saying on Twitter, up under the questions that we put out there, swap Jawan Taylor. That salary for the Chiefs, for Jawan's salary for Tyreek Hill salary.
They don't want him. Nobody wants this guy. No one's. He is not going to be a high profile free agent next year. After they cut him this year.
It would make sense. It would make sense cap wise because, if they're going to take on a big salary, it would work a hell of a lot easier if you dump one. Right. So if the Dolphins want Jawan Taylor, I don't think
anybody wants him.
And who knows what's happening with the Dolphins right now? McDaniel's probably going to be that seat's got to be really first hot right now because that was. If I'm that owner, that was just an embarrassing showing all the way around.
Yeah, they're cooked.
Okay, so I'm gonna get into the next question. We're gonna switch over to what we saw around the NFL. Go ahead, Luke.
All right, so is a 17-game season worth the risk? I think you're talking about just the fact that they're playing too many games, not enough working out, getting ready for the season, or is it simply about maximizing profits? I believe that kind of answers itself. Maximizing profits is what the NFL is all about. So what do you think, Nick?
Well, they're going to an 18-game schedule, so it's inevitable. There's nothing they can do. Nothing the players' union is going to be able to do to stop it. They'll get some extra cookies, some extra money. You'll have, probably 2 or 4 more guys on the active roster. It won't be a 53-man roster. It'll be a 57-man roster. So listen, the NFL is about coin. Look what they've done to the Chiefs. The Chiefs are willing. They want to play internationally every single year to increase their brand. I just hope if they do it again, they travel earlier than 2 days before the game, maybe travel 3 days before the game so you get enough rest. But I think the maximizing of the profits is the way the NFL is. It's a business. It's entertainment, but there's no league that makes more money than the NFL. There is no sport that is bulletproof. There is nothing that can ever bring down the NFL. Nothing. It could be a massive scandal. It could be anything. It's just too big and too powerful. So if they want
elastic demand for you,
what's that?
People out there, inelastic demand.
Yeah,
it's an
that's
economic.
a great way of putting it.
Doesn't matter what's going on on the global economy, they will continue to chug along.
They will milk every foreign country
and more money every year.
The goal is to have 16 overseas contests or out of U.S. contests beginning in 2027 or 2028. So that means a good chunk of the schedule is going to be where every single team participates.
Every team will play at least one
somewhere
time on foreign soil.
And then it'll be the home team or the road team. It'll be in the year in which those home teams have 9 games at home versus the 8. So that means for the Chiefs going forward, they'd have to give up a home game. So the money better be right.
I don't think it's worth the
Especially
the
in their
risk.
brand new stadium coming in 2029.
I don't think it's worth the risk. You know what I mean? Because it shows that it been showing in the offensive line play around the league. It shows around the first 4 to 5 weeks of the regular season. You know what I mean? You start seeing teams that because last year everybody thought the Saints was the golden ticket. You know what I mean? Then when we got to week 5, week 6, you started to see that all this
I
stuff
think it was
was
week 3.
week
They scored
3
like
around
40 points the first 2 games, right?
I don't
What is going to happen?
I don't think it's a risk, man. I don't think it's worth it. What you had to say, Coach?
It's about money, gentlemen. It's about money, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. NFL is gonna make a profit. They're going to continue to make a profit off of it. Doesn't matter. It can go 25 games in the season. It doesn't even matter. This NFL is a juggernaut. They're going to get their money if we like it or not. This is what it is. This is what these players signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all make money.
Yeah, I mean,
they're gonna make money off of these players. You know what I'm saying? So
and
regardless
hence
of
you
the fact,
bring up a good point, because one of the most difficult things is everybody looking for offensive linemen, and it's the most the most difficult position to find. And then per the CBA, there's just not enough time to train them. The only time they really can practice fully is during training camp, because in the offseason program, you're not hitting anyone. So, it's hard to develop those guys. And outside of, I don't know, what do you start a developmental league? I don't know what the answer is. It's either that or they have a free farm system from college football. Now, I don't know how good at college football, because of the offenses, they don't necessarily, I guess, train the offensive linemen the same way that the NFL would like to see these offensive linemen play. Now, other positions work that way too, but the bottom line is it's not a developmental league. So if you have a program in place, or you have a great offensive line coach that can kind of get it out of people, you're at a huge advantage, right? So that if you talk to coaches, that is the biggest sticking point I think they have. And they're going to play 20 games. 17-3 right now. It's going to go to 18-2. So the preseason is going to be even less time to evaluate and train and so forth. So it's just it's just a difficult one, and there's got to be answers to it, but we haven't heard them or seen them yet.
Speaking of preseason, go right to the next question. Look.
All right. So has the shortened preseason made early season, regular season games sloppier and more injury prone?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the fact that there were so many different ways in which, the NFL, the starters on offensive defense played them, and the Chiefs didn't start their guy, didn't play the majority of their, top flight players until, the third game of the preseason, which is something Andy Reid's had never done before. Some teams that played yesterday didn't have any of their starters. Their quarterbacks didn't even take a single snap.
Right.
So I think the preseason's a complete waste of time. I get it. It's still about money. You still have to buy the games if you're a season ticket holder. But I think you got to go into a system to where you play your guys at least a quarter and a half each game to get them 4 full quarters of work between the preseason and start of the regular season. So I think that would be the goal for me. And I don't think we got that. Other than some rookies who got a chance. And Andy was very adamant about getting his rookies in there and playing the young guys as much as possible. So that was a strategy. The Chiefs still came out flat against the Chargers. And I think they came off that Bears game probably feeling pretty good and felt like they were in the right direction. And then, they lose Worthy three plays in, and that just unraveled everything. So, from that perspective, I think
those are coaching decisions too, though. I mean, you
Correct.
can play your guys. It's just up to the coaches. And most of them have I think McVay kind of started it where, it was like, no, we're not playing. Stafford, he didn't play a snap. I think even in training camp, and he played yesterday. It was okay, right? Rodgers didn't take a snap in training camp, and he looked pretty damn good. So, But the injury thing, I think, is where it's concerning because there's no substitution for what they call football shape. Getting knocked around a little bit. Now, again, you could get hurt doing that. So that's where coaches say, well, geez, if the guy's going to get hurt, we might as well be in a game that counts. So it is a kind of weird conundrum, and it just depends on your coach, how you view it. You saw Andy Reid flip how he did it this year, where he played more young guys in game 2, and then game 3 he played his starters a little more than usual, where it used to be game 2. So everybody's kind of experimenting with it. I don't think that there is a perfect way or the right way to do it. It's just unfortunate that you see a bunch of guys with these soft tissue injuries early in the season, because right now we truly are an extended preseason for most guys.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. It's a standing preseason. That's where I looked at on Sunday. I watched every single game. And, it looks
how
like.
How the hell did you do that?
Hey, I was watching it one game here, and
that's a lot of games.
Some games here, went back and watched, and went back and watched the Colts game. All of it looked like a fourth preseason game to me. You know what I mean? And it looked like a lot of guys was at mid, and a lot of defenses as well, man. Like the game last night, was no defense on both sides of the ball. You know what I mean?
They're absolutely gassed, right? They're not in 4 quarters.
And used to play in 4 quarters. Not conditioned, and it seems a little. And then a lot of stars, a lot of guys, a lot of big name guys, got hurt as well. As well. So I know it's a contact sport. I know we got to get used to everything that goes around, but I think preseason you should go ahead and just get rid of it. Right, knock it on out the win. Everybody get joint practices, and the joint practices are at the stadium, and the fans get to go in the stadium, watch the games, practice joint practice for free. I know it's all about money.
It'll be a 20-game regular season if they do that.
Yeah, they'll just do 20 games.
That's what I would do. But yesterday a lot of games looked at a little sloppy.
Some were a rough watch. Like Denver, Tennessee was a rough watch. Arizona, New Orleans was a rough watch. The Indianapolis, Miami game was a rough watch. I thought, the Jets and the Steelers was very entertaining.
That was the next to the Bills and Ravens. That was the best game.
I thought Atlanta and Tampa was entertaining. Now, there wasn't a lot of offense, but I think San Francisco, Seattle, that's just what you expect from those two teams. So, yeah, you're going to have that. And how
about Daniel Jones for the Colts? 22-29.
Guys, listen, at the end of the day, bro, this doesn't even matter, honestly, because the guys weren't prepared. It's on the coaching. It doesn't matter. It's football. Get with it. It's football. You got to be prepared. It doesn't even matter. The preseason should stay where it's at, because that's how we as fans get to see our guys we pick in the draft. Who are you? We want to see from our perspective too as well. You know what I'm saying?
So yesterday, none of the games was sloppy to you, sir.
No, because here's the thing: it's go back to coaching. It goes back to coaching, because if you look at Detroit game, right? Ben Johnson's not there.
Right.
Ben Johnson, you've seen that they play sloppy. Ben Johnson's not there. You know what I'm saying? This goes to coaching. Wait. Some of these teams are better prepared, though. Some of these teams are coached up. They're better prepared. That's all it is.
Well, a lot of these teams played. Some of the good teams played really bad teams. So that
Nick,
was
Nick. It's the NFL. Nick, who follows that?
I understand that, but
who follows that? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
Preparedness piece, and this was something that I normally take notes during the Chiefs games. That's just how I roll. And it was just very apparent that there was kind of a lack of juice early in the game for the Chiefs. And I go back to
on coaching. I agree with Coach.
I go back to the press conference before, and I kind of joked, did the Chiefs have like a bet among the players that all of them said, and it was like almost obvious they were trying to work in, we're super excited to be here. We're super excited. Every single guy got it in at least once.
They weren't.
Were they?
No.
I don't think they were. I'm not.
They
I don't
didn't
know
wanna be
how
there.
thrilled they were to go there in the first place, right? So what is that? You've lost some veteran leadership. I had talked about this before, where some of these young guys, they may not be comfortable, but they kind of have to get into a leadership role. Guys like Leo, guys like George, hell, Jaden Hicks is being thrust into it because Reed is gone. But on the offensive side of the ball, you had, Tooney the last few years. I'm sure he was kind of like the leader of that offensive line. So Creed and Trey have got to step up, in the tight end room. Noah, it's almost like in the back of their minds, they're so like thinking, well, Patrick will get this done.
Yeah, that's the
Chiefs
disease right now.
As long as we keep it close, Patrick and Travis will find a way. Well, yeah, I mean, that's a good assumption in most cases, but I think that's just the sense that I got during the course of the game. And then just the overarching thing around the team right now is where how are you not ready to roll? I mean, it's the first game of the season. You should be like, you want to get out there. And I just never had the sense that they were like engaged.
It goes back
and really ready to go.
It goes back to what Coach said, and go back to what I said on Friday before the game. It goes back to coaching, right? It goes back to you having your guys ready, having your guys ready to rock, having your guys ready to go. You know what I mean? And to show it around, not just in the Chiefs locker room. Heck, Andy Reid admitted today that he didn't have the guys ready to go after the locker room, right? At the halftime.
Whose fault was that? That's what I'm saying.
That was the NFL. That was the NFL's fault. That was
whenever they lose, he says that.
He said in his press conference that he didn't
coach. We got to coach better. I got to prepare him better. The whole thing.
Exactly.
You guys get this sense because it's still Coach Reid. He's prepared them well for the last 7 or 8 years. So, do you think just the message is getting stale? It's getting old.
I don't think it's going to be. I don't think that message is going to be old after. I think this week will be the hardest practice that these guys have gone through in a really, really long time. Because I don't think the focus was there, the energy wasn't there, and Andy Reid's pissed. He was pissed after the game. He was pissed today. He only did 6 minutes to the press. I'm telling you, this is. I don't need Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Chris Jones to do all that rah-rah speech before the game. I need Andy Reid to put a boot up their ass in practice so they don't have those lulls and they're ready to go. What's that?
I said Eric Bieniemy. That's what you had him for.
Oh,
that's what you had him for. I'm just saying. That's what you had him for.
He was putting boot to ass. I'm just saying. He was.
I didn't live in the past when the Chiefs won Super Bowl 4 and waited 50 years. I embraced the current.
And I agree with you. I think that's certainly true, but you can't have him as the offensive coordinator then. Right. So, and I don't think he's going to come back at a diminished role. So, but I hear what you're saying, so who is that guy? But again, the player, I mean, it has to come from the players. So I think some of these guys really need to step up, and I think they got to find their voice, whether it's Cuffs. He just seems like a very quiet guy. Is there too many nice dudes on this team? When I saw Drew Tranquil getting in Chris Jones's face, I was so excited. I'm like, finally, somebody. You can't. Now, again, I don't know that Herbert probably still makes the play, but if you're playing man-to-man behind you and you're going to edge rush, it's almost selfish to go ahead and dip your rush inside, leaving the entire outside wide open for the quarterback to just take a step, and then he's gone. And I'm sure that's what Drew was saying. This isn't all 4 guys up front individually rushing. We have to kind of do this as a unit. If we've got a zone behind us or we've got a flat defender out there, no problem. But if it's man-to-man, everybody's running. So I was happy to see Drew at least get a little bit emotional.
I was too, Lou. I agree with you on that because I was like, when the Chiefs needed, Chris Jones, he was on the sideline. breathing hard on his knees. You know what I mean? On his knees, breathing hard, and it's $100. You don't pay your $100 man to be out there. You know what I mean? On the sideline tired. You supposed to come in and season ready, condition and ready to rock. You don't see Aaron Donald on the sideline breathing off.
Do y'all see Myles Garrett? Do you see Myles Garrett?
You don't see Myles Garrett. You don't see Myles Garrett doing all that, man. You got to be ready to go and have your guys ready to go. If you're a leader on the team, you got to have your team ready to go. And that's what Drew Tranquillo was saying. Like, you the leader, dude. You can't be going. I can see what's the name? Parking lot did that, or now number 97 did it. I can see if one of the rookies did it, but you are highest paid guy on defense, and you caused the game. So I can see what Drew Tranquillo was saying. Like, hey man, you got the big bag, you got all the money. We can't go get more of yous on our defensive line because all our money on defense is tied into you. We can't have you on the sideline.
That's part of it. I think that's part of it too, Hence, is that there is not another guy with those types of skills that can, because Chris has made that play and closed out games before in the past. Yeah, I'm sure that's what he was thinking. But the downside of that is the fact that, hey, if the defense is called a certain way, you kind of have to play your rush that way. Yeah, we can't always look at a guy rushing and saying, well, he should have done this or he should have. Well, you don't know what the defensive call is. If that's his job to do that, then that he's doing his job. So, yeah, it's just unfortunate, but it happens. Go back to the drawing board, and some of these younger dudes have to step up and start making some plays.
It is what it is. I mean, you know, Chris admitted the mistake. It's something they can fix. But you know what? Even if he does a hand signal to let the linebacker know, I'm going to go outside, and the problem with that play is the right tackle pushed him out so far, or was so far away, leaving that gap open. It was enticing. I mean, he played him. And Chris Jones will not make that mistake again.
Right. Well, if you're rushing against like Jared Goff or somebody that doesn't have the athletic ability, maybe you can get away with it. But Herbert's got the wheels to get up and go. Now he's not Lamar or Josh Allen, but he can certainly
get 16
get a first down if he needs to. So that was just a rough one. It's one play.
Terrible.
I mean, but
they should have been blitzing on that down anyway, Lou. They should have been blitzing. They blitzed it second and long, and they got a sack, and they should have come back and they just sent the house.
Could very well be, but again, I mean, it's just you got to play. You got to play the way the plays.
Look at what the Broncos did yesterday against the Titans. I know it's a rookie quarterback, but they blitzed every snap in the fourth quarter, and they didn't do squat. And I don't like this sit back mentality. I hate zone defense. I hate prevent defense. That's my biggest issue with Steve Spagnuolo is seize the moment. Listen, your defensive line is gassed. Your linebackers are gassed. Your secondary is gassed. Just take one more play all in, rush 8 guys, run 7 guys, and take your chances. I'd rather see them lose that way than to sit back, play 10 yards off to keep the ball in front of them. It's just stupid defense, in my opinion, in crunch time.
So what that say, that stupid defense led the Chiefs to be last place. And
the Broncos didn't score any points?
Yeah, I'll just say
give up any.
So what they say,
they still won.
Yeah, and the Chargers are the one leading the division right now. The Raiders, the Broncos.
Good for them.
And the Chiefs are the last place. But like I said before, everything is just week one, which we're gonna really judge these teams. We're gonna really see what these teams are about what week 5, week 6, you probably say. Yeah. You're gonna see who's the pretenders and who are, who's for real. Right. So but other than that, man, it's just
though you don't want to start off 0-2 or 0-3. Because the chances of making the playoffs drop precipitously. I mean, it's ridiculous how difficult overcoming that is, and it's not like the Chiefs' schedule is getting any easier going down the way here. So playing at home, back on a regular schedule somewhat, and hopefully that's part of it. But one change I would like to see, I know you guys were putting in sweeping changes in the group chat during the course of the week and whatever. But I've talked about this before, and I think in known passing situations, or that's the way you're playing it on the defense, I want 54 playing on the edge and 54 pass rushing, not necessarily blitzing from the linebacker position, but hand in the dirt and let's just let him rip. Because I think he could be a spark on that pass rush.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
For you,
put Leo Chanel out there. Put Chanel out there. If Galati's elbow is okay, I get him out there too. I think he would have played more had he not hurt his elbow in that game. I think they were being very cautious with him.
Young native, that's a good point too. A lot of things changed when Bucker missed that extra
that
point.
Changed the entire game.
Yeah. So it changes the strategies, it changes a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, we got the Eagles coming in next. The Eagles secondary, they still trying to build. As you see that, who they GM name again? Look,
Howard Roseman.
Howard Roseman is out there, turning stones everywhere he can find.
Got 2 new players.
He's signing guys left and right. Now, Beach. Now, you see this is happening. You see your receiver room is going down. I don't want you to sit back on your hands and say, hey, this guy out there, bring him in. It don't hurt. It don't hurt.
Correct your error. Bring in A.D. Mitchell. Let's go.
Read it, A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Worthy. Hey, that would be nice. Bring the two back together. They gelled in Texas.
So they signed, to your point, they did sign Zadarius Smith, who'd been sitting there all summer, available.
And they're reportedly going after
rusher. And I think they brought in Mike Hilton as a nickel in terms.
I don't think they signed him yet.
No. He came in to work out. And maybe one other player. They made a trade also leading up to the season for John Mechie, the receiver from Houston. Now I don't know, he hasn't been on the field yet, but that's just the way he rolls. They sign their guys early to like big deals, and then within a year or two, they look like wow, they got a bargain. So should be interesting moving forward. And that game this week is, we'll be talking about it for sure on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and all the other days.
Yeah, we'll find out a lot about the Chiefs, how they play and how they respond from that loss.
And that's the other thing too, is where this reliance on Patrick. I mean, Patrick's out there trying to truck people just to spark the team. You never want to hear that. No. What if What if he jams his shoulder trying to truck somebody to get an extra half yard or by the sideline? No, we don't want that. But that's the way he is. Are there enough guys on the team that aren't comfortable with 2 or 3 rings or 1 ring or whatever the hell they have? That's a hard thing to put the pulse on, and I don't know.
There's Chiefs fatigue out there, right, Hens?
What I say, guys, remember before the season kicked off, I got put up in a corner by the chat. Some guys in the show put me in a corner. They said, hey,
wow, you got that cube, under the desk.
I said, build the ultimate roster. I said, after the Seahawks game, I said, build the ultimate roster, guys, because this it ain't looking good. You probably need to bring in some more veteran guys.
We don't know what Brett was trying to do behind the scenes.
Yeah, right? We don't know what failed.
So we don't know what he's trying to do or what he did try to do before the season started. So unfortunately, there are a couple holes here that you see, but they're still confident in the 53 that they chose. Injuries have piled up, especially the wide receivers. Rasheed's suspension. I mean, maybe if Royals was ready to go, and maybe that gives you a little bit more juice at the wide receiver position. If Tyquan Thornton can deal with a little bit more volume, that remains to be seen. A lot of question marks, and are they going to be able to run the ball at all? Right? Mm-hmm. That's a deal right now. So
right,
a lot to work on, Hensley.
We'll right. We have a lot that's coming up this Wednesday with Chiefs Who. Factor Cap on Friday, guys. Hey, The Chiefs are still going to come out here. You know me. You know me. I still got hope. I'm optimistic. My team still go come out here and put up some points. But again, hey, we're gonna see Josh Simmons versus Campbell. You know, the two swaps in the draft. You know what I mean? What player is gonna turn out to be next best thing on Sunday? But we will see, guys.
We'll find out.
We'll talk to you guys on Wednesday. So hey, have a great rest of your week.
All right, guys.